All right, folks, welcome to this week's live workout. We're doing a push day. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first set, doing a warm-up set, 20 reps on the bench. I'm using 105 pounds. If you're following along, use what makes sense for you. I'm not a coach, I'm not a doctor, anything like that. Follow at your own risk. I'm just showing you what I do. We'll talk more about stuff as we get going. And make sure the sound's working. Sweet. Ask questions and I'll answer them in the comments as we're going. Remember, we don't want to just go through the reps really fast. We're doing this to warm up, get your joints ready. Should be with the weight, you could easily get another 5 to 10 reps or so at the end. I'm gonna rest a couple minutes between sets here. Now I'm moving up to 135 pounds for 15 reps. It's the same thing here, as we're just warming up, working up to a hard set. I suggest doing some kind of light cardio before you get started. 5 to 10 minutes, closer to 10, just to warm up everything. When I'm in a gym, I'll typically do an elliptical or something like that so that I'm moving my whole body. But in this case, at home, I don't have any cardio equipment, so I usually just go for a walk around the block. It takes about 10 minutes almost. And then we're using the exercise to actually warm up the body. That's why we're starting with a light weight. But let me know how you hear how things are going, because I figured out how to run the mic on my camera through to an external channel as well on here. So now we've got good audio, hopefully. Better than what we had before. Better than last time. So if you're new here, or if you're watching the replay, if you're live, I've got all my lifts down in the description for what I did last time. I'm gonna try to beat this time. That's how I keep track for progressive overload. That's what everything on my board is for. If you're watching the replay, when this is over, I'm gonna be updating, so what you're seeing is what I did today, and I'll have timestamps for all the lifts as well. Okay, this time, same thing. 15 reps, we're not just trying to bang through them fast, controlling it, stretching the muscles, getting them warmed up, ready for the heavy set. Let's see, zoom in a little bit here. Once again, follow along the weights I'm doing if you want, but do what makes sense for you. Whether that's more or less. This set, I should be able to do 3 to 5 reps or so afterwards. Next up's gonna be the heavy set. I'm gonna need to get my spotter in just a second. I'm going 185 on this. The goal is to get between 10 and 12 reps here, pretty much to failure, and then dropping the weight about 10% after that, trying to hit the same number again. I'll be right back, get my spot. Hey babe, come out in a minute. So, make sure we get enough rest before the set. But the idea between these reps that I'm doing, you know, if you're doing, I used to do the 5 sets of 5 type of thing. And it's just, it's not much time under tension for one. So as far as muscle building, it's not that good. 2, if you get 5 for 5 sets, in the first 4 sets, you probably weren't working hard enough. Because if you're going all out and really pushing yourself, you're probably not gonna be able to get the same number of reps again the next time. So that's what the idea with the rep range is, 10 to 12. Hit 10, hopefully, and then 12 at the max. If I hit 12 in the next workout, I'm gonna move up the weight 5 pounds and hopefully shoot for at least 10 again. And once we hit that 10 to 12, then I'm gonna bring the weight down and try to hit that number again. Hey, sweetie. Hi. But that's the idea behind it. So later on, I'm gonna be using the same weight, multiple sets, but it's gonna go from ranges of like 12 to 15, then 11 to 15, then 10 to 15, because if 12 is the most you can get, then chances are the next set, you won't be able to hit 12 again. So you're shooting for 11, obviously going all out, trying to get as many as you can. But if you really are going all out to failure, then you're probably not gonna be able to get the same amount the next time. Once again, if you have questions or anything, put them in the comments. In between sets, I'll come look at it and see if I can answer anything for you. Otherwise, I'm just gonna ramble on about techniques and keeping track and all that good stuff and why I do what I do. Make sure this sound's going right. Yep, cool. Okay. That's adequate rest. Thanks. A couple more minutes. Do another one. Okay, I think that was 11. But no, that last one, I feel like I didn't go quite as deep and rushed a little bit, but I don't know, kind of like when you're doing curls or something, cheat curls and that stuff, you feel like maybe you can get one more, as long as you're not going crazy, going a little faster maybe. I don't know. It's better than doing nothing at all. But just obviously know what your body can do and be aware. And especially if you're not using a spotter, then, you know, you might not want to do that. But last week, I didn't do a live workout because I was out of town all week. I went to the gym. I was gonna make some recordings and try to play a video for you, but they told me to turn my camera off in the gym, so that didn't work out. But one thing, that was tiring. One thing to keep in mind is if you do go out of town and you can't do the same things, like it's tempting to just not work out at all because you get into a groove of what you're doing. But you got to think of, okay, I can do nothing at all and I'll definitely lose strength, or I can at least use what's there, find creative ways to try to push myself and at least maintain what I have, so when I get back I can keep on with what I was doing, which is what I did. And I was also just tired being in different time zones and stuff. And my first workout back yesterday doing legs, it was tough. It's always tough the first one back when I've been gone for a week, and my legs are killing me today. But so what we're doing now is going to drop the weight down 10% of 185 is close to 20 pounds, so I'm going to drop it down to 165. And the goal is to hit that around 12 reps again, or at least what I did on the last set. Let's try to add this up right. I do public math. 135, 45, 55, 65, yeah. And as far as rest, when you're pushing yourself, going all out, try to focus on, hey man, good to see you here. Oh sweet, the banana peanut butter French toast. Sweet, oh chocolate. Let me know how it tastes. It should be ready if you're making it now before I get done. I'm gonna try that though with the peanut butter as well. But so as far as rest, up to a 6-to-1 work rest cycle. So, you know, a 30-second set, that'll be up to 3 minutes of rest. A minute would be 6 minutes of rest. I rarely do that long. Maybe with legs sometimes when I really feel gassed, or some deadlifts, but I just try to make sure my breathing's calmed down enough that I don't feel too fatigued, so I can actually get the most out of the next set. Because if you're only resting 30 seconds to a minute, you're not giving your muscles enough time to recover, so you're not able to push them as hard. You don't have to go crazy with no rest, but you want to make sure you can get the most out of it, basically. So you want a certain amount of volume, but you want it to count, not just trying to bust through stuff as much as you can. So trying to really push myself. Answer this comment here. Okay, so 165. I'm gonna go a little faster on these reps to get my spot again. Hey babe. Go one more time. So 165 is 10% less. Here we go. I just decided to start going.
Nice.
So I got 12 there. With that, you saw me kind of stop there at the end. I wasn't thinking about doing another rep, but my arms weren't completely locked out and I could feel my chest getting really tight, so I just wanted to hold it there and kind of move it a little bit and, excuse me, just really get a pump there at the end. Pushing harder than last time. Progressive overload, that's what this is all about. I'm gonna talk about that more as we're setting up here. So if you want to keep improving and getting better, you got to keep track of what you're doing. When you go to the gym, you're not just walking in and going on random machines and, okay, I'll do this, I'll do this. You want to be intentional with what you're doing so that you get the most out of your workout. So, progressive overload, pushing harder than last time. Basically, it's different ways to do it. We're talking about, I was talking about before with, what am I thinking? So with rep ranges, shooting 12 to 15 reps. So once I hit 10, that's my minimum. Hitting failure there to gauge. The numbers are just to gauge your progression, right? So if I only hit 10, I'm gonna stay on that. Wait until I get up to 12. Once I hit 12, okay, you hit 11, then you hit 12. Now I know that I progressed. It's time to add weight. I add 5 pounds, shoot for at least 10 again. And I keep doing that. I think about 6 months ago, I was doing this with 160, so that's 25-pound increase. Now it's kind of cool because now my back offset is higher than what my original sets were. So that's a good feeling. It's slow progression, but that's what it's all about. You want to slowly move up. You're not going to see huge gains. Maybe starting out you will, but you've been doing it for a long time. It's not going to be anything crazy. So this set, doing 15 reps, and then I'll talk a little bit more about some other techniques for progressive overload. I forgot to say that's another set of 15. I was using 115 and to where you could do another, what am I thinking? 3 to 5 reps after. Now moving up to a harder set, doing 135 for 12 is the goal. I'm gonna rest a few minutes here. But with progressive overload, some other ways you can do this, all right? So we talked about the rep ranges, hitting a certain amount of reps, and then adding weight. So another thing you can do is doing slower reps. So, say you got your set of 12, and it took you, 30 to 40 seconds to do it. So that's, 2.5 seconds about per rep, 2.5 to 3 seconds. We'll control it even more, slower on the way down. Make it 4-second reps so that you're up to almost 50 seconds. And that's gonna make it harder on your body. So you don't always have to be moving up in weight or reps. For example, I've had shoulder issues, so I think I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Once I get around 200, 205, I think I'm gonna stay on that weight and try to start slowing down the reps so I can make sure I can keep it really controlled the whole time. And once I progress to 12 reps doing that, 4 seconds or so, then start moving up the weight again. And I don't want to try to move up too fast. Obviously, 25 pounds over 6 months isn't anything crazy, but I want to just protect myself because avoiding injury is super important working out. You hurt yourself, you're going to be out for a while. Oh, sorry, Travis, that stinks. I know the feeling, man. Oh. Yeah, man, I know how it feels. It's one thing when you're sick and not being able to train, but like when I was gone my sleep schedule's all out of whack. And I want to get to the gym because I want to keep pushing and progressing, but at the same time, I just feel tired. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to push hard. But once I get in the gym, do a few sets, I usually start to get a little pumped back up. I'll have my earbuds in, listen to some Greg. Usually I just go through Greg's videos while I'm working out because it helps keep me motivated and remind me to push harder and just forget about what other people are doing and focus on progressing me, because it doesn't matter what someone else looks like or anything like that. It's all about working hard and focusing on what you can do. So now, shoot for 12 reps here. See if we can get this. Woo! All right, got that. Next up's 150. Shooting for 10 to 12 reps again. These I'm gonna do a little bit faster reps. Just do this is what, my 8th set of bench now, or 7th, something like that. So I'm already somewhat fatigued, but I still want to get that heavier weight on it. I'm not gonna go crazy and bounce it or anything, but just a little bit faster tempo, get through these. I'll get my spotter real quick, we'll keep it going. Spot, Jill. I'm not sure if she heard me or not, but we'll find out. Oh, yep, there she is. But, so another way you can make it harder than last time, I'm gonna need a minute or so, is to do drop sets. So you'll see I'm gonna do later when I get to dips. Usually my last set, I'll add in weight, a couple plates, do as many as I can, drop a weight off, keep going as many as I can, drop weight off, keep going with body weight. Just different techniques like that. You can progressively overload, keep pushing yourself. Just remember, just because it starts feeling more difficult, doesn't mean you quit. Just keep pushing. It's hard for me doing that, especially with leg stuff. With squats, I feel like I'm gonna die, but I think I can actually get one more and really push yourself. Like I've heard Greg say many times before, if someone offered you $1,000 to do one more rep, would you be able to do it? And if the answer is yes, then right now you're probably not pushing as hard as you could. So really going to failure. And if you guys are watching, and girls, everyone, let me know where you're from. Interested to see where everyone's watching from, and if there's certain types of videos you want to see, let me know down in the comments. But got a pretty crazy one coming out on Sunday. I think you might enjoy. Been working on it for a couple months, but trying to get it just right. It's just about there. Okay, starting to feel tired in the chest. You may notice I don't go all the way down to my chest because of past shoulder issues. I usually don't go too much further past 90. As long as you're going to 90, you're getting a full range of motion for your chest muscles. Once you stretch past that, you're having to use your shoulders a lot more to get up. So do what's comfortable for you that's not going to get you injured. And once again,
Nothing's comfortable for me.
That's why you don't lift weights.
No.
Don't worry about what other people are doing. bar got heavy really quick. Yeah, it was only 9. Last time I got 11 doing that. So that could be discouraging if you see, oh man, I didn't get as many reps as last time. But think if you went to failure, then you're still working hard. Think about the other factors that could be contributing as well. Like I said, I was gone for a week, not training the same, out of the routine, fatigued. I'm getting back to a normal sleep cycle finally. Got the first night of like 8 hours of sleep last night. But also, I did hit new numbers, 185 times 11. You know, the last time I think I did 10. So I did push harder on that, which makes you more fatigued for the rest of what you're doing. So just push as hard as you can till you can't, and then you'll know, okay, it doesn't matter if I got fewer reps, I'm still working my muscles hard. And who knows, next time you might blast right through it if you're fully rested, feeling good, all that stuff. So don't get discouraged if you don't hit the exact numbers every time, or you can't always improve. Sometimes you be stuck on a number, like I was stuck on 180 for 10 reps for like 3 weeks. I just could not break through it, and all of a sudden I hit 12. No big deal. And then I came to 185. I'm already at 11, like a couple weeks later. So just keep at it, keep working hard. Don't worry about the numbers too much. It's just a gauge to give you something to shoot for. But keep good form, work as hard as you can. So I'm gonna do one more set, drop back down to 135. That's 10% off, so 10% of 150 is 15, back down to 135. And we're shooting for that 10 to 12 rep range again. Hopefully I can hit that. I thought I was gonna be able to get 10 on that, but didn't happen. So just work as hard as you can, you know? What do we got on here? Okay. Give it about 45 more seconds. So it's everything we talked about: progressive overload, rest, not just in between sets, but also like sleeping. That's important. Like I'm always trying to work on videos, come up with ideas, things to do, and I want to just keep working on all that stuff, but I ended up going to bed late and the kids waking me up early. You need to make sure you get rest, because that's where your body actually grows. Right now we're breaking down the muscles, and getting enough rest allows your body to rebuild your muscles and make them bigger. So you eat the right amount of food, you train correctly, but you also need rest. Let your body rest. Not just on days off, but at night, making sure you get good sleep. So maybe turn the TV off and don't sit there and keep watching TV, which can be tough because you want to chill and relax, but sleeping's pretty relaxing too. Here we go. Yes, 12. Good. All right, so next up, we're moving on to overhead press. Got lightheaded there for a second. Overhead press, superset with side laterals. So, something to keep in mind here is if you are following along, if you're new to working out, you don't need to superset these. Pick one or the other, because you don't need to go crazy working yourself out if you're just starting out. So either do overhead press or do the side laterals, whichever you prefer. I started the last few weeks using my bench for this. So sitting on the bench and doing the overhead presses, because I found it keeps me from bending back when it gets hard and not injuring myself, because injury or doing that kind of stuff is an easy way to get you hurt. So I'm gonna try to make sure I'm not getting hurt here. But I'm gonna be doing, the first set is 60 pounds for 15 reps. So that's what, 5 and 2.5. And this is a way you should be able to get like a good 3 to 5 more afterwards. And then we're gonna be going to 3 more harder sets. So I'm gonna have the bench like this. Let's see, I think that's probably, I'm gonna tilt this up a little bit. Make sure we get the whole bar in there when I'm doing it. Normally I set my bench up right here, but I don't have my back to you at the back of the bench, so give you a little bit better view of what I'm doing. Only do 100 times 10 on the bench or on the overhead press. I'm guessing bench because I'm only doing 60 here. But hey, like I was saying, man, Travi, sorry. The weight isn't what matters so much. You just want to focus on good form and keep progressing. Progressive overload, sets, reps, weights, all that stuff that I've been talking about the whole time. And forget about what everyone else is doing. No one's gonna look at you and think like, oh, that guy's only doing 100 pounds. More like they'll probably think of, oh yeah, I remember when I was doing that. It's better to see someone doing lightweight with good form. I'd want to see someone doing 100 pounds, doing really good form, and you throwing on like 150 or something, trying to like bounce it off your chest and throw the weight around. It's all about controlling and not getting injured. Yeah, bench press, I hear you, man. Don't worry about it. Just keep pushing as hard as you can and slowly move up, slowly move up. Like you see guys, I was watching Jesse James West the other day, doing 315. I'm like, man, I wish I could lift that much, but at the same time, it's just a number. It doesn't really matter. Just keep progressing, have your goals and shoot for them. Like I want to be able to do maybe, see what I'm at, 185 by the end of the year. Maybe 225 for 10 reps. That's, I don't know, that's 40 pounds more than now, so that's kind of optimistic, but do have 10 months, I don't know. We'll see. It's what I'm shooting for. If I don't hit it, no big deal. Just work as hard as you can. So, here we go. Pick this up and turn here. Turn and sit down. And we want to control the weight here too, not just quick up and down. Push up, let it down slowly. 5, 6, 7. Trying to get that back up there. So weight and view all the way. Yeah, good enough. All right, so now I'm gonna grab the 15s. And once again, if you're following along, don't worry about doing the exact same thing here. You can pick one or the other. I just have a mirror in front of me because I tend to lift one of my arms up more than the other. Try not to do that. 15 reps here. Lost count. Another thing you can do on these is, like I'm moving up to 20s. Now, I think I was doing 15s all the sets last time. But when I was doing 15s, I got to where I could do 15 every round. So to make it harder, I lift up and try to hold it and let it down slower, like the progressive overload I was talking about. Because you don't want to just swing them up and let them fall. Control on the way down, because that's where you're really gaining a lot of the muscle, is on that, when you're letting the weight back down. So now, let's see, moving up to 85 pounds. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where I'm shooting for a rep range of 12 to 15. Then the next set would be 11 to 15. And then 10 to 15. If you could hit 15 every time, then you may not be pushing yourself hard enough. But once I get at least 12, 11 and 10, or usually on maybe like 14 to 15, one rep above that, 12, 11, 10, then I'll typically move up the next time. But with these, it's usually harder. It takes a while because shoulder pressing is not easy, especially after doing all this. I think I'm gonna try something later this month or maybe next month, doing a full body 4-day workout, 2 days on, 1 off, 2 days again. Just kind of mix up one from each chest, legs, and back, and really see how much weight I can do with each of those lifts when I haven't done all the other stuff, like shoulder press only one day instead of doing bench, shoulder press, so that shoulders are fresh, triceps, all that, and see if I can push up even more weight. Then maybe that'll get my body used to that heavier weight, and then the next time I come back to this, it'll be even easier where I can push up to the next higher set. So if you do plateau for a while, try something different maybe. Do a heavier day just so your body feels the heavier weight. Then come back to what you're doing. Change it up a little bit, You don't have to do the exact same thing, but I typically stay in the same routine and then slowly make the gains. Once again, if you're just joining in, if you have questions about anything, post them in there and I'll answer what I can. If I don't know, I'll try looking it up and give you a better answer. All right, here we go. 85. Here we go. 12. So I don't know if you noticed on that last one, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get another one, but I tried to let it down as slow as possible. So you're still getting some work on that negative. And then who knows, maybe the next time I'll be able to blast another one from that. The next time I do this workout. All right, 20 pounds now, 12 to 15 reps again. Trying to control it. Oh, that was tough. I'm trying to stick with it. There's that 12? Yeah. I got 12 and 12. That's tough. For sure. Let's twist the camera a little bit over this way. I'm gonna eventually try to set up another camera here. There we go. So we can get some more angles for you. Maybe one on the side or something like that. So when I am doing these overhead presses, I can leave the bench there and just give you a side angle. Let's see if they'll give me a refill. Hey.
Can I do another little laps?
Could you fill this up for me first, please?
Sure.
Oh man, I can feel it. And I got 2 more sets. After these 2 sets, we're doing a circuit. 3 rounds of flies, bent laterals, and dips. Where are we at, 40 minutes? Yeah, I try to keep these to about an hour, you know, a little over an hour, hour and 10 minutes. But it all depends on the day too. If you feel like you need more rest some days, you know, big deal. If your workout takes an extra 10 minutes, just get the most out of it, you know? So that's a big thing. Just push yourself, push harder, get the gains. All right. My son's filling up my water bottle. He gets distracted easily. He probably walked in and set it down and forgot. Did you forget? You gonna ride? Yep. The girls were watching a movie and he walked in, filled up the water and turned, and my bottle was sitting there on the counter and he was sitting there watching the movie. But, you know, everyone gets distracted. We started a little deal with him, told him for every hour that he wants to play video games or something, he needs to take his bike and ride around for 10 minutes to get some exercise so he's not sitting around all the time. Because that boy has been eating a lot lately and he keeps eating. Told me he needs to exercise. Gotta start at a young age. Start making good habits early on. All right, here we go. That last one was tough. And turn to put the bar up there is tough. Oh my goodness. I may have to drop on the ground next time. You got your helmet? Watch for cars, okay? I'm gonna time you. All right, here we go. 11 to 15. Yep, I already started. Oh, man. I feel like I'm not getting the same height on the last ones. Let me see, watch the playback. Yeah, I can tell when it gets harder, I'm starting to bend my arms more. I like to keep them straight out, but the closer you get, the easier it is. So, I guess that would be kind of like doing a few cheat reps, which, you know, you're still working the muscle. It's not like you're swinging crazy or anything like that, so do what makes sense. All right, got one more set of this. Give it a couple minutes here, because that was tiring. It'd be nice, one of the goals for this by the end of the year is 115 for 12 reps. It'd be cool to eventually get to 135, I don't know, just because 135 is a cool number, having the big plates. But for shoulder press, that's a lot, especially when it's after doing all the bench pressing. Maybe, I think I could do 115 like 9 or 10 times right now if I did it fresh, but after all this, no, not even close. Whew. Once again, if you're just now joining me, let me know in the comments where you're from, if you're working out today, what you're doing, and like the video. Help get stuff out. And once again, have a pretty crazy, funny video coming out on Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. I should take steroids like you. What kind do you take? I really don't know anything about steroids aside from what I've learned from listening to Greg's videos. Like, I don't know what does what the effects are. I'm interested in doing some more research just so I know better what people are talking about. But for me, like Greg says a lot, you know, stay natural. I don't have any reason to, I'm not competing, I'm not doing anything like that. I like the way my physique is. I just want to keep slowly progressing and getting better at all these lifts and, you know, gain some size, but it's not a huge deal. I just want to keep feeling good, and yeah, that's about it. It affects ladies more. Nice. All right, 10 to 15 on this. Hopefully I can get 10. We'll see. Oh, just moving that from the seat to the bar or the rack is tough. I'm used to just leaning forward and dropping on the rack. Here he comes. I wonder how many laps he's done. That's 4 minutes so far. Let me see. That's 4.5 minutes. You're at 4.5 minutes right now. All right, at least 10 reps here. Come on. Oh, yeah, that last one wasn't nearly as high. Oh, man. Okay, so next up we're doing a incline fly. If you have some cables, you know, you can do cable flies. I kind of like those better because you have tension all the way through, whereas with these, using weights, once you get past here, you're not working against gravity nearly as much, or really at all. So, but with cables, you know, you've got tension the whole way. So, you know, work with what you have. Obviously, I don't have cables here. I have been looking at some different pulley systems. I saw this thing from Rogue that I like, where you have a weight stack and a pulley goes over the top, but apparently it's not compatible with my rack since it's so close to the wall. They have a longer version, but I didn't get that one, obviously. So, but I have found some where you can just hook pulleys on with some carabiners to this. I can put the bar down here, hook it to that, so I can do rows, lat pull downs, that kind of stuff. So maybe I'll invest in that soon. But for now, you know, this works fine. Get this out of the way. Like to get everything set up before I get started here. So I'll be ready for the circuit. What we got on there? Ladies get deep voice. Yeah, that can happen. Depends on the type you take. put this on the bench here to have a little bit more cushion against my chest, because I've had a mark on my chest before from doing that. So we'll do that. Gonna be doing these bent laterals like this, and then the dips over here. All right, I guess it's not really a good place. How we got in there? Still got a good angle. It's hard for me to see on this. You did. That was 9 minutes. That's good. We'll keep it right there. That should be good. Yeah, I think it is, but yeah, I think it's inside being used right now. I should try creatine. Yeah, I do take creatine. I actually started taking it like 3 weeks ago. I'd never had. Just doing research and learning more, I figured, why not try it? And I don't know, it could be just mental or what, but I have been, I don't know if I'd say progressing faster, but have felt a little bit more energy. So first up, 35 pounds, 15 reps. This first set's just kind of stretching, getting into it. It's still, working, but not crazy hard. Getting into it so that be ready for the next 2 sets that will be harder. Or do these slow. You don't want to, when you're stretching your chest like this, you don't want to go too fast and rip something. All right, 15. Get up to a minute rest here. I'm doing the bent laterals. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, buddy, just leave that running, please. Can you play it on the Nintendo? Well, you can watch that on like mom's phone or something. Okay, so with this, 20 pounds, 15 reps. And the same thing with these. You want to try not to just let the weight swing down, but you want to control it on the way down. Which is getting harder because I moved up to 20 pounds. I was doing 15, so towards the end it's harder to hold up. I like doing this leaning against the bench like this because I can't swing my body to get the weight up. All right, next up, gonna be dips. Where are we at on time? 54 minutes, it's pretty good. So weighted dips, obviously if you can't do dips, body weight dips, you have to use a dip assist machine. But this Looking for 15 reps, using 25 pounds on this. I think, yeah, 25 pounds. It's tough because like I'm tired from doing that, but I know I'm using different muscles here, so aside from being tired, it shouldn't really affect me that much. The same thing, controlling these, not just blasting through them, especially stretching down like this. Don't want to hurt yourself. Avoid injury at all costs. Something starts hurting, stop doing it. That last one was tough. So now we're doing the next round, 12 to 15 reps to failure, or close to failure at least. Get a little bit of water here. Creatine, well, yeah, take some creatine every day. Usually when I get up with breakfast. I didn't for the week I was gone just because, I don't know, going through airports and stuff, I didn't want to have a bag full of white powder. I just felt kind of weird about it. So obviously it would have been fine, most likely, but just don't want to take any chances. Let's see, 45 pounds. Wow. Oh, that was tough. I'm going to drop down to 40s next time. Oh. That was interesting. So I got 13 last time. I think that was only 9. But that got tough the last couple reps. As long as you're pushing hard, that's one thing. If I feel like maybe I could get one more rep on that, I usually don't. Just because with something like that, if I start to fail and my arms drop, I don't want to stretch and tear something here. If I have the bar, you know, I just drop it down on my chest. It's not that big a deal, but with something like that, I don't want to be dropping my arms all crazy and getting injured like that. So once again, depending on the type of exercise you're doing, just be careful how close you're getting to failure. with your technique and form, all that stuff. Because you don't want to get hurt. All right, now I'm 25s here. Oh man, I'm getting tired now. Fatigue's catching up with me again. So this time, I'm doing 35 pounds on the dips. The idea with this is we're going to stay on this weight for the next round too, trying to hit 10 to 15 instead of 12 to 15. But with this, I'm actually going to go from 35 to 50 and do a drop set. So I'm going to use 225s on the next round. Do as many as I can, drop a 25. Do as many as I can, do it with body weight. Like I was talking about progressive overload, that's another way you can do that. I like to do that with my last set of the day too, just doing drop sets because it's fun. All right. All right, here we go. Like I was saying before with the overhead press, I know I wouldn't be able to get another one, but I still try to control that negative on the last, after my last one, slow on the way down so you're still working that muscle in the negative there. And getting some work done. All right, last round, and then we'll be done. So again, if you're following along, let me know where you're from. Let me know what numbers you got. Just interested to know what everyone else's progress is like. Thanks, man. I'm working on it. Once again, like as you can see, I was watching Jesse, James West, and some of these other folks benching like 225 for reps and all that. Like, yeah, that's cool, but you don't have to bench really heavy numbers or any lifts. This time under tension is what matters. So, I'd say my muscles are fairly big size compared to the average person, but I don't lift really heavy weights. I remember the first time I learned about time under tension, I read a book by Frank Zane. He was one of my favorite bodybuilders back in the 70s and 80s, and he talked about how he did lower weight with really slow reps, controlled. I started doing that and I quit having as much pain in my joints because I'm not trying to lift heavy, I'm trying to control it. Heavier weight, fewer reps, less time under tension is about strength, whereas this is about muscle building, which is what I want. So It would be cool to have those bigger numbers someday, but only if I can do it controlled. And I do strength training days too, like once a month, just to change it up and feel a little bit heavier weight, and it helps with these workouts. But this is what I typically do most of the time. All right, here we go. I'm using 40s this time since I didn't even get to 12. Remember, slow, nice and controlled. Like that one, I thought I could get another one, but not quite. It wasn't too heavy where I couldn't control it though. I think that was 11. I have to watch the playback, but I think that was 11. I failed on the 12th. But at the same time, I got that negative, so that was good. All right, about a minute here. Do these, one more minute. Do the dips and we'll be done. Yeah, 106 on the time. A little bit longer. I've been taking some longer rest periods. But like I said, listen to your body, rest the amount you need so that you can put everything you got into your next set. If you're only resting 30 seconds to a minute, it's probably not enough. Except for these types of things where we're doing alternating muscles like chest, shoulders, and triceps. You don't need as much rest, it's more so just to catch your breath. Hey bud.
When have you done?
In about 6 minutes. All right.
Little kitty.
My son's playing with the cat.
Little kitty.
How about you come do some push-ups next to me?
I'm Jordan.
Gal.
Hello. You're so cutesy. You're a cutie. Ow. Ooh, kitty. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa.
Routine. You want to show them how many dips you can do
What do you mean?
on there?
What's a dip?
Like that.
Oh, this?
Like this. Yeah, let me get you up.
That's like.
Come on. Get up.
Start.
Go for it.
Whoa, it's hard not to fall. Whoa!
Only one. You're heavier than you used to be.
And it's hard to keep myself from falling.
Well, that's the whole point of it, to keep yourself from falling. How about you do some push-ups right here? Hold on. Move, turn this way. Oh, look. Yeah, like that. Remember, keep your shoulder blades back like this. Back straight. There you go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You need to go deeper than that, buddy. Alright, last set here. Got 50 pounds. I'll do as many as I can. Drop a 25 off. Do as many as I can. Drop the last one off. Body weight. And we'll be done. Hey, buddy. Buddy, stop. Move. Corner. Move. You know everyone in the world can hear you farting, right? Yeah, everyone who's listening can hear that.
Thanks.
Alright, can you stop making loud noises while I'm in the middle of this? It's 12. Negative. So that's 15 total. And then I had that last negative, trying to stretch out as far as I could for that last rep. Once again, that's the push day. A little over an hour. Hope you learned something. If you're watching the replay, I've got all the timestamps, lifts for today updated down there. And also, what am I thinking? Oh, we got a good video coming out Sunday. So keep an eye out for that, Sunday, 8 o'clock. Hopefully you'll like it. Excuse me, I'll see you all in the next one. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Later.